welcome to Sci-Fi Vision with my co-host Scarlet. Hello.
Hello. I know.
So
I have
tonight,
one. I have
sorry,
one take. Okay, there we go.
no,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. I'm gonna turn you up. I have a hard time hearing you. Go ahead.
No, I had my only takeaway was that every time that Angelica Houston did this, my cat woke up.
Oh, that stinks. Um,
I watched this like 2 or 3 times, and every time that Angelica, well, I mean her character is Belle, rang the
yeah,
bell, my cat would wake up.
that would be really annoying and hard to to watch with that happening. I'm just sorry. I'm just getting my windows righted around here. But yeah, tonight we're going to talk about Toward Zero, and we'll be doing that for the next two more weeks because it's only 3 episodes long.
Mhm.
But it won't be as long as our normal show. But we hope. Hey, Karen. But we hope you'll join along. Please make sure you also like and subscribe to the channel and check out all our other videos. Well, let me ask you, since I haven't talked to you since you've seen it, what did you think about it?
I feel like it's gathering all the suspects in one place. It's a good intro episode with a couple mysteries already.
That's fair. I don't know. I found the first episode a little slow. I don't know if it's just because nobody died or what, but
Well,
I liked it
they
better
had
the
the guy
second
in
time.
the yacht,
Well, that's true.
and then the
But
guy jumped off the cliff at the end.
true. But I don't know. I liked it better the second time I watched it though.
Okay.
I didn't feel like it was a little slow, but it does get a lot quicker once the bodies start dropping, I guess.
Oh no.
But yeah, well, what do you think of? Sorry, I'm going to tweet it. Make sure people know we've started. What do you think of the characters? Do you like any of them yet? Do you suspect any of them yet? Do you suspect all of them? Maybe is the better
Yeah, I
question.
pretty much expect all of them from Audrey here to like Sylvia, the little jewelry thief,
Oh,
that I kept calling Callie until I could figure out what her actual name was.
you kept calling her Callie. You're funny.
Yeah, I can't shake the Yellowjackets.
Oh, that's okay. And I was going to say, so people know we are going to on Sundays still do a um, Yellow Jackets. I don't know what you want to call it. Wrap up discussion. Talk about what we think might be coming, what we'd like to see happen, those kind of things. Whatever people in the chat want to talk
Hmm.
about, and then we are talking about maybe doing a rewatch in
Yeah.
following weeks, but it'll have to be a different day.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll just talk about like some theories I had and some themes throughout the season, and then we can talk about what we think might happen in season 4.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. But that is
Yeah.
Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern for anybody who is still in a Yellow Jackets mood like us.
Hmm. I'm always in the
uh,
Yellowjackets mood.
yeah, you're always. I know you are. I know you are. Karen says that nobody died, but the intro voiceover explains the setup, how most mysteries start at the end with the body. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the idea, and that is you're right. That is why nobody dies. His name's Treves. Why am I calling him Travers? Anyway, talks about liking mysteries and basically explains how usually when you watch a murder mystery that it starts at the murder, but like everything that happens way before the murder is the important part because it all leads up to that. And it's just as important. So I guess the idea is we are going back in time to see what actually happens before this dinner that will eventually cause one and or more people to die and try to figure out who did it. It's definitely, I think, a good whodunit. I just think that like it to me the second and third episode moved a little faster and worked a little better. But
Yeah, but
overall,
I think this is a setup though. This is where you learn each character a
oh, it
little bit
definitely
about them.
is. It definitely is.
Before they all gather at the dinner spot.
Yeah.
Worst dinner ever,
Yeah, definitely worst dinner ever. Well, it's probably going to get a lot worse. The thing that I think is funny is I kind of felt differently, and granted, I've seen all three, but I kind of felt differently about some of the characters as I went along. Not in the terms of are they innocent or guilty, but like some of the people that I really didn't like at the beginning, I feel more empathetic towards before the end, and
Well,
some of the
like
people
which
that I
characters?
liked. aren't as nice as I thought they were. So yeah.
Oh, I guess you can't say which character's right, or that'd be a spoiler.
No, yeah, I don't want to. Well, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I mean, it's already aired elsewhere, but it hasn't
Mhm.
on Britbox. Um,
Yeah.
but there's only 3 episodes, so it's not long to get into. And you're right, Karen. There are great costumes and hair.
Oh, I
Um,
love the costumes.
yeah, I do too. I love
I,
Green
I'll,
Peak.
I'll spell out what I like if you have photo stills of the things that like Audrey wears. They're like are fabulous.
Yeah, yeah, she wears a lot of good ones. Well, so does the K, but
Chloe.
yeah, but Audrey's tend to be better. And also for anybody that cares, I have going up. I'm like, today was a disaster. Let's just put it that way. Plus, I had to get ready for this and the other podcast, so it was more of a disaster me getting stuff done. But I have interviews with the ones that play Neville and Audrey and
Nice.
Mary and Kay, and those will be going up either tonight or tomorrow. But I just remembered because I did ask him about the costumes. You reminded me when you said that.
Mm.
But anyway, all right. So this guy is Treves. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he is the one that's kind of telling the story, I guess, or at least he's talking about liking murder mysteries. It's not, I don't know if the story is actually supposed to be from his point of view or not, but he's alerting the audience to the fact that nobody might die for a while, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Neville, who is the main protagonist of the show, who is a tennis player, a famous tennis player. And on the left is his ex-wife Audrey, and sitting. I'm just figure it's probably easier to look at this picture and say. And then Neville's cousin is behind her, and the guy at the end we won't know yet at the end of the episode. That'll come later. And the one sitting next to Neville is his current wife Kay.
But we don't know that. The viewer would not know that right now.
Right. Well, but this is going back in time. So I'm just saying because I'm telling who everybody is. And the guy watching them, the footman, is Mac. He goes his short.
Arthur McDonald.
Mac, yeah. So yeah, it kind of flips back and forth at the beginning between the dinner and the courtroom, where Neville, well, I should say Audrey, actually. Audrey is trying to get a divorce from Neville. That's Kay. I just kind of randomly took pictures of the courtroom because it was hard to know what to get. But Audrey wants to divorce Neville because she says he's been having an affair and he won't admit it. So she's taken him for divorce because she doesn't want to be the lonely wife and be disgraced. So they go through this infidelity case. And there it says I guess she sues him too. I didn't realize she sued him too until I read that. But
it wasn't about the money, but it was about the money.
Yeah, it wasn't about the money, but it was about the money. But it, I mean, the case is for divorce, but back then they didn't get divorced a lot. So, and it did say later it's 1936. I saw it actually said it on screen.
I was going to ask you for a year because I knew it was 1930s. That's the way they're dressed.
Yeah, it's
the cars and stuff.
Yeah. Now this guy is Neville's cousin, and I'm blanking on what his name is. I have a list.
Oh, Tommy.
Thomas Royd. Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah.
And we'll get to him more once we get to the present part of the story because this is still part of the flash forward, I guess.
He's always really sweaty.
He is. He looks like he's dirty all the time, and I think that's why his aunt yells at him and says something about the way he is.
Yeah, or he's got some kind of addiction or something because he's got the shakes all the time, and
he does. He's a very nervous guy.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the sweatiness, he works on a plantation. Or I don't know if he owns his plantation. I assume that he works on it too, but I don't know if he's as rich as they are. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But he's on the plantation, so he's hot and sweaty. Mary is very into reading about the case and gossiping about the case with Lady Tressilian. Okay, that's Mary there, but this is in the flash forward. There's Lady Tressilian. Who is
Angelica Houston.
Yeah, who looks so, I don't know. I haven't seen her for a long time. She looks a lot different. But she is the woman of the house who doesn't really go anywhere. She's not confined to her bed, but I guess she's confined to the room. She has to have people help her around, and we'll learn that. Not that that's super important, but you will learn that later. But she stays in the room all the time and makes people come and see her. But Mary, the one I was mentioning or had mentioned a minute ago, where'd it go?
She likes the gossip magazines.
Yeah, I thought I had.
Oh, you thought you had a picture of her reading them in the bed?
No, I was going to go back to the picture of Mary, but they're so tiny I can't see where the picture of Mary went. Anyway, they're little thumbnails. I must have shrunk the thumbnails. But anyway, she's her like only friend there, but she's like a paid friend because she works for her, but she's still sort of friends with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, wait, one
assistant.
second. Yeah, assistant. Whoops, that screwed that up. There we go. I'm trying to I have too many windows open at once. So, okay, wait. So where'd I go? Okay, so Tresillian does say that she didn't think Neville would throw his reputation away. Where Mary, when she's gossiping, she says that Kay supposedly shot a man, and she comes to the stand.
Yeah, but what I liked was the whole thing. They say she's a wildcat. They said she shot a man.
Yeah. I mean, they essentially say she's a gold digger and a slut.
She's an adventurous. That's my name right here. Adventurous.
Adventure. Yeah. I got to start changing.
I got to start
changing my middle name on here too.
Was this name for gold digger like in effect in the 1930s?
Yeah, I didn't know that they'd call them that, but I definitely got the opinion they were also calling her a slut. They just didn't outright say it. I guess it was
that's part of the adventurous code.
Yeah. But they're saying she's a gold digger at any rate. Mm. And she says that she met Neville at the championships at Wimbledon. And hold on, let me move this window. Maybe I can see better if I move it over here. Too many things. I might. I'm not sure. He signed her arm since she didn't have a piece of paper. Let me see. I did not take a whole ton of images because I did not have a lot of time.
Oh, there's the one where we're reading the newspaper, Mary.
Yeah, I know. I thought you could scan. Yeah, okay. Maybe I do. This is where she met him at Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm going to go back because I apparently skipped some. We were too far behind. I guess. No, I think I was too far behind, and that's what happened. But I have more court pictures. He's been accused of adultery. We know that. There's where Mary was gossiping. And
eating toast.
Yeah, eating toast. And there it says Kate Elliott, the so-called wildcat. There you go. Socialite with the scandal. And there's a picture of
They say she shot a man.
They say she shot a man, yeah. But yeah, she met him at Wimbledon and wait, no, I lost where it was again. Damn it. Sorry. Okay. So they're having the proceedings. We already said that about the alleged infidelity. Neville does say that he and Audrey are married for years, not for the first time. They did it properly the second time, and he says,
you skipped over the part where he wrote "To my little lug charm" on her arm.
Yeah, I think I had skipped a chunk. That's why I went back.
Oh, okay.
But he says that he didn't cheat on his wife. But he met her at Wimbledon where he signed her arm since she didn't have a piece of paper. And this is where in the courtroom they ask her about the mermaid pool. I think that's as much as I have of that scene. Yeah. But that was when she met him. And she says that he told her that his wife stood him up. And the current valet.
Oh yeah, that's where she's wearing that really beautiful silk Davani dress, which I don't think that she would walk into the water with, because the next shot she comes up and it's her back, but it's probably a different kind of dress.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
Because you wouldn't take that kind of silk into the water, because it wouldn't work. You can't let that material down.
You're right. Karen says that's a lot of skin for 1936. It is. Some of the dresses are. I hadn't really thought about that, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, Kelly looks a little bit modern for like 1930s.
Yeah. Well, they might have just decided, as you know, the costume designer sometimes decides to put their own spin on it. But there's the pool where she met him at.
It's a little party of two.
Yep. But he says that his wife there, that she was supposed to meet him and she stood him up. And this guy, that is the footman. I think he's the footman. Anyway,
Mr. Jones valet,
no, the valet. I'm sorry, the valet.
Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor.
But I was gonna go back to that one. It was this a party where she just walked into the water. Is that supposed to be insinuation of something else that happened?
Maybe. But I will say this show is modern in a sense. It doesn't shy away from that later on.
This is a really nice shot with all the lights and
I love the way the lights reflect on it.
And it's insinuated he could see everything when she went into the water.
Yes. I think they did more than swimming.
You think so? How shocking!
Well, yes, but they won't say that because they're too polite. But anyway, they found this is what the valet is called, the stand, and he says he found a compact in Neville's vehicle, and it had on it KE, and also should probably mention that Treves, however you say his name, he is representing Neville, so that is why he is in these scenes. But they say that the compact had to have belonged to Kay because it said KE, her initials, Kay Elliott. So that's one of the, I guess, the quote unquote proof that they were having an affair. And this is where they call her the adventurous gold digger. And she admits it's hers, but says that they say she was trying to ensnare Neville. And, she says that's not true. But then after the fact,
do you think she left it there on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At this point, I definitely thought.
Because I was like, ladies just don't leave things in men's cars unless.
Yeah, unless they want them there, so they'll find them.
Yeah.
This part I was a little confused about, and I was curious if you were. Whenever he goes outside and this Mac talks to him, and let me see, Arthur McDonald. And he gives him his card and offers his services. Like, was it not a little weird to you the way he's like, hey, I'll work for you?
Not really in the 1930s when times are tough.
Maybe.
I figure a lot of people would just hire people as it went because a lot of people were on hard times.
I guess that's true. It just, I don't know. To me, I was trying to figure out like why he just randomly went up to him.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit too trusting later on this guy. This guy's kind of shady.
Yeah, he's definitely shady. But he says that he can offer him his services and he gives him his card and everything. And then later,
he also punches that guy out, which I think impresses Neville.
That's true. Yeah, the report
proves his worth, and he looks out and he's like, "I'm going to hire that guy."
Yeah. He did. Yeah.
Because he calls a guy a cockroach and then hits him.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Headbutts him, I think.
Well, he thinks, I guess, that he'll probably protect his wife. So
he's a bruiser.
Yeah. But he talks to him, he hires him, he says he'll go to the club after his bath. But he goes through his stuff while he's not there. There's Mac. And then whenever later Neville is talking to his wife, she says that he shouldn't have let Travis talk to her like that. But, because he worked for him, he had to. But she thinks they should tell everybody the truth, and it's an easy fix. Just tell them you're having an affair. Like, that's so easy.
I even put the compact in your car. It's so easy.
You have all the proof you need. But he's worried that it will ruin his reputation. Although I'm not sure why, being a tennis player, they care whether he's having an affair. But I guess just it makes him look bad.
Well, in the 1930s.
Yeah.
It's a gentleman's game, so you don't want, scandal.
Yeah. No scandals. They don't want scandals. But she wants him to admit it. And she's like, well, then what are we supposed to do? And then back at court. Okay, back at court. Now it's Audrey's turn to be questioned.
You don't have any pictures of the girls that dress up like Audrey in the courtroom?
I didn't notice there were girls dressed up like
There's
Audrey.
Several girls that are wearing kind of the same dress, the same hat, and the same lipstick as like little fans, like little groupies.
I was going to say, is it to support her or is it just what they wore at the time? It might have been, yeah.
No, I think they were her courtroom groupies, like people that admired her and were dressing up like her.
Well, she is the wife of a celebrity, so they're probably in the light.
Yeah.
See them. but let's see. I lost again where I was. Okay, so she says that she requested the divorce because she won't accept being the humiliated wife. And then
She has
whenever,
her own money.
yeah, she doesn't need him. She doesn't need no man, right?
For
But of
the
course she'll get it in the divorce, I'm sure. But whenever Kay comes in, the courtroom kind of everybody's like, oh, because she's coming in and
That's the
like,
wildcat. They said
yeah,
she shot a
spicy.
man.
Yeah, but they also I think just want to see the scandal. So Neville asked how Audrey came into his life, his original wife, and he says that she was orphaned and came to live with his cousins, the Royds, at Salt Creek, which Salt Creek is the manor that we saw at the beginning um, of the episode. And obviously, Angelica Houston is their aunt. That's where they lived. But he decides that he can't allow this anymore because Audrey's being hounded by the press and, he feels bad for his ex-wife. So he's like, I owe you the truth. And he finally confesses that he was unfaithful and that he fell in love with Kay. And
Yeah, but also they were both married. They were both married twice, Audrey and Neville, I guess.
yeah, they got married. They eloped, I guess, and then got
Yeah.
married.
As fire meets oxygen is what she said.
Yeah, she does say that. Sorry, I didn't take quite as many details because I was trying to not be 3.5 hours.
Well, I was just taking the details that were funny.
No. Please. And input your details in between.
Not that fire meets oxygen isn't funny, but it's just like so combustible.
Yeah. Well, they were, I guess, very in love and in lust, and yeah. But when he admits he's in love with Kay, they grant him the divorce. So she got what she wanted. And then Mary reads about the case, and she also gets some letters. She reads a letter from Thomas Royd, who's that sweaty guy we saw before.
The sweaty guy, yes.
The sweaty guy. And he's at the Royd plantation in the Malay Peninsula. He writes, yeah,
okay.
So he's at a plantation. But he writes to Mary, admitting that he is homesick and he wants to come home, but Lady Tressilian won't reply to his letters. So she does try to talk to her friend. There's the plantation there.
Okay.
Some of the writing. There's a sweaty guy.
Hot there.
Yeah, it must be very hot. And she talks about gray days. I know she's like not having a good time without him, but she asks Lady Tressilian to see him, and she does not want to deal with him. But she goes to tell him and is interrupted right now.
How did they start writing letters together? Is it explained?
No, and that is one thing that I wondered about this that I didn't quite understand. I mean, I get that he used to go there as a kid, just like Neville, but why he started writing Mary letters, unless it was just she intercepted all his letters, I guess, to Lady Tressilian and decided that
maybe
she was gonna write him as a love interest, even though she didn't know him, because she even says she never met him. But
well, sometimes when there's not any TV in the house, you gotta use yourself.
Gotta have your fun somewhere, right? Gotta get your kick somewhere.
Yeah.
Before she can ask Lady Tressilian, this is where they hear bells in the distance. They look out on the water, and this is where she's like kind of spends her time. If she's not in her bed, she's at her window spying on people.
Snooping in people's houses with her telescope.
No, there's water in a hotel, but
there is another. At least.
Yeah, she sees the ferryman out on the water. Like there's another dead body that they're pulling in.
Another one,
because she blames I assume they just got hurt in the water, but she's blaming the hotel because she said some stupid fool tried to swim across, which is, she doesn't like this hotel. It's a pleasure hotel. I don't know if that just means people go there, people to have sex. If there's prostitutes,
hotel.
They don't exactly explain what that means back then, but we learn later it's a pleasure hotel. But Neville and Kay, and if I'm going too fast, just tell me. I'm just trying to not take like I said, not take 3 hours. But we can
Oh,
always go.
we probably have plenty of time.
Yeah, I was going to say, but we can also do kind of what we did earlier in our other show tonight. If we go through it in order, we can always go back and discuss if we get
Mhm.
comments and stuff. But Neville and Kay get married, and also have a note that he calls her Lucky. But they talk about going to
But what
Salt
was
Creek.
it? What was it about Lucky?
Lucky is her nickname that they named
Oh.
her. Yeah.
Hopefully that she doesn't become unlucky.
Yeah, let's hope not. No, but they talk about going to Salt Creek, which is again the manor where Neville was there.
I keep wanting to call it Salt's Neck, but
yeah, yeah, that would be more
that's
fitting.
not it's not Salt Creek.
No, but no, it's Salt Creek, and I don't know whether the place is real or not. It might be, but Audrey. Anyway, he says he summered there as a boy, but then wait, there's a photographer. I don't know why I have a picture of the photographer.
Oh, he's sus too. Let me put that on the list.
Yeah, he's sus too. No, I don't know why. I didn't mean to. There, Mary is reading about Kay again. But Audrey is also reading about what their marriage and everything in the.
What is that behind her? A cat?
It looks like a statue of a cat or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it had 8 legs. It's because it's by a mirror. I thought it had 8 legs.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay.
No, it's a reflection. But she reads about their marriage and says that something like, we'll see if she enjoys being the new Mrs. Strange, because she does not think that she's going to be happy, because clearly she wasn't happy. So maybe she thinks he'll cheat on her too. Probably hopes he'll cheat on her too. Which, let's be honest, tends to happen in real life. They always say once a cheater, always a cheater, right? But Tressilian receives a letter from Audrey saying that she wants to go visit, because it was her home too as a child. But she's at first not sure, because she says, she gave that up in the divorce. She's not with Neville now, but she likes Audrey. So she agrees to see her again, and she tells Mary she's going to let her come. And then, okay, then this is.
Can you go back one picture?
Yep.
I just want to see what this was. Okay. I just want to see what the pictures are. Okay, good. Mostly birds.
Oh, yeah, she does have a lot of birds, doesn't she? Let's see. I was trying to. Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to move this text down so I can see where I'm at. Okay. So, like I said, if you have anything else to interject or to stop me, let me know. My leg is bleeding. That's why I keep leaning down. I'm like dripping blood everywhere.
Why is your leg bleeding?
I scratched it. I'm not sure how, but apparently when I scratched it harder than I should have. I don't know. Something came from it's dripping blood.
Mysterious.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just bleeding.
Was it Arthur McDonald? You can tell me.
No, it's probably because I take a lot of Excedrin and it's just, I bleed easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a lot of headaches. I take a lot of it. It's not good. It thins your blood. You shouldn't do that. So Audrey goes to the tennis match and watches Neville play, but she tells him, okay, well, that's obviously his wife, but she tells him she came to see the other guy play. But there he is when he's playing tennis there.
What's his name?
Neville Strange?
No, the other guy.
Oh, the other one he's playing, Frey Perry. That's what I've written down. Okay. Yeah. But she sees that Audrey's there, and she's kind of like, "Why is he here watching?"
She really sticks out too with the red hat.
Yeah. They gave her colors that she sticks out, and Neville looks, at her too while she's there, which of course Kay does not appreciate. She always looks so mad, doesn't she? Not that I blame her, but I'm just saying she looks really mad.
It's rusting adventurous face.
Yeah, rusting bitch face. But Audrey's like,
adventurous face.
What? Oh, adventurous rust. Yeah, adventurous face. But Audrey's like, acts like she's all fine for being there. And then she tells him that she's going to go to the manor, Gulls Point. Now it says Gulls Point. Before it called it, what did I call it before? It wasn't Gulls Point, I don't think. Salt Creek. Anyway, it's the same place. Yeah. But she's going to go in August. And he's like, well, I won't be there anyway, so that's fine. But Kay, they're trying to get along. They're trying to be friends again, is the idea. But
The way that they look at each other.
yeah, you can tell that they're maybe not over it. And you're wondering, why did they get a divorce then? There he's getting out of the tub. Talking.
Yeah, that's funny. As a guy.
Yeah, that
Manservant, bring me my towel so I am not exposing myself to my wife.
Yeah, well, they help them dress and everything. They're footmen. They do all kinds of things for them. They did weird things back then. But he tells Kay about it because she's like, why complains she that his ex-wife was at the match, and he tells her he found out she's going to Gulls Point and that he wants to share Salt Creek with her too. But he feels bad because he treated Audley badly. Like, dude, you had an affair. What do you expect? So I thought that was funny because he's like, I treated her so badly. Oh shit. I'm now dripping blood. Hold on.
You want to take care of that? Because I need to run and get something in like 30 seconds.
Sorry, everybody.
Or do you want me to? You can run, I can promo, or I can.
No, I'm here. I just ruined something that it's not going to come out of, and now there's a big
jeez.
on it. So that's not good.
Do you have a please stand by card?
No, I don't have a please stand by card. I have a. I'll send.
And some music. This music playing. Experience.
No, yeah, that's fine. I need to get one of them. But here, I'm going to turn the camera off for a second, though. Yeah, I know it. Whoops.
Oh, it's still on.
I know. I hit the
wrong. Now you have a UFO in front of your face.
I hit the wrong damn thing. Hold on. There we go. I meant to hit stop camera, not stop screen. And then change my icon because it says Karen for some reason still. So let's change video. There we go. There we go. So yeah, give me 1 second. While I'm doing this. Okay. So anyway, he says that he wants to share it with both of them, and because he feels bad for the way he treated Audrey. Like, first of all, he had an affair on her, which is kind of like he should feel bad, but to say that to his new wife, I think is kind of funny.
Pity my wife.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get up a second. Let's see. So anyway, he wants to have them come there at the same time, and which is kind of a dumb idea. I will be right back. If you want to talk for a second, I'll be really quick.
Sure. Sorry, guys. I will promote some more stuff that's coming up. On Sunday, we have, if you're a Yellowjackets fan, we're going to be having a talk about Yellowjackets Season 3. The theories and themes that went through the season. And then we will talk about what we expect or want to see in Season 4. It will be a call-in, and if anybody hears this and wants to call in and talk about Yellowjackets, we will have a StreamYard link available, and that will happen on Sunday on Easter at 11 p.m. EST. And when I'm not doing this, I am co-hosting Julie B. Deep Dives, and on Monday we will be having a talk about the episode 2 of Season 2 of The Last of Us. And that will start at about 10:15 p.m. EST on Julie B. Deep Dives channel. And then on that Wednesday, we will be having the Man in Yellow, Doug Hughes, from the TV show From on MGF Plus. And it will be story time with Doug. And if you want to meet the guy who plays the Man in Yellow on From, he'll be there at roughly 10:30 p.m. EST to answer your questions about From, or to share some stories of his travels in Poland and Spain in the last 3 weeks. He's kind of a friend of the channel, so.
I was gonna say, he's been posting pictures all over the countries he's been going to with his Man in Yellow doll. That's what's her name, Alexis, that she crocheted.
Yeah, crochet by Alexis. Yeah,
that's cool. Sorry, I had to go get a Band-Aid. I'm hoping it stops the I don't know
It's
why
okay.
it's bleeding so bad. It shouldn't be dripping
Do you
blood
need to
everywhere.
soak anything in the sink or anything?
No, it's just I didn't scratch it that bad. I think it's honestly just my blood's thin from so much like I said, Excedrin from
Yeah.
using that. So I don't know. It's okay. I'm living.
Okay.
Karen, let's see. Karen said, I didn't get why he invited both wives at the same time. How is it a good idea? You know, Karen, that is one of the biggest questions I had with this show. Why would he do that?
Well,
Because
one
at
of them
this,
isn't his wife, technically.
right. But why would you invite your wife and your ex-wife to hang out? Like, that's
Well, I don't think
just
that was the
wrong.
original idea.
No, but he wants to, you know, he's sorry that he hurt his wife. That's why that's his reasoning. And he wants to share it with both of them because it was so important to him, I guess. And he wants them to suddenly be friends, which you know isn't going to happen, but he wants them to. That's his goal, I guess. But so she agrees, stupidly, I think. And Mary tells Lady Tresillian again that Thomas is written and wants to talk to her because she hasn't responded to his letters. And this is where she's like, it's low, he's using you, Mary, because it's about family business and it doesn't concern her. And, you know, Mary's just not happy because she wants to see Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
So
Get
she's trying.
sweaty with Thomas, who's already sweaty.
Yeah, she wants to meet him. So anyway, they hear and see fireworks outside at this hotel. This is like I said,
Damnable
the
Pleasure Hotel with their fireworks.
Pleasure Hotel. Whoops. Yeah, the Pleasure
How
Hotel.
dare they?
I don't know. All right. So she calls the inspector, this guy, Inspector Leach, and she's complains about the fireworks. And he's like, it's a Pleasure Hotel. And she's like, one person died already. So she says it brings the worst kind of people to Salt Creek. And he doesn't care. But she, after insulting him a couple times, because he says he's got a devil in his soul. And I think she said, devil got his soul. And I think she says something about a black dog or something. I don't know. But she insults him. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what she said, but he agrees to go make an inspection. But she really wants him to shut the hotel down, and I don't know what she thinks he can do there. I mean, he can just like shut the hotel down. You're having too much fun. I mean, that's almost kind of what it
Isn't that
seems
enough
like.
of a reason?
I guess so. I mean, there has been a death, but the death was because someone was like swimming away from the hotel. So I'm not sure that really
Are you
is
sure?
going to work. But he goes to the hotel. Excuse me. I'm gonna die from coughing.
I've already called 911, Jamie.
I know, right? He goes to the hotel.
Take your address down.
No, I don't know. Tonight, just having bad luck, I guess. Hold on, let me get a drink. There we go. So he goes to the hotel bar. And he talks to this Louis Morel.
Pleasure Hotel gentleman.
Yeah, and he asks him what his pleasure is. I'm not sure if
What's your pleasure?
I'm not sure if he is a male prostitute.
He's totally male prostitute.
I was going to say if he's a male prostitute or he's maybe like the pimp that will get you somebody if you want somebody.
Somebody comes up and says, what's your desire? Well, it could be one of my girls or me or everyone. It's a pleasure hotel. I thought he was propositioning him straight up.
Yeah, I thought it definitely seemed like that. But either way, there's probably a lot of stuff like that goes on at this hotel. Jeez, I think I swallowed a frog. So he warns him, though, he's a policeman. He's like, that he'll basically arrest him if he doesn't quit. So he goes away. And then, meanwhile, Neville runs into Audrey again.
It's a cool looking building with an interesting curve in the thing on the stairwell. It's a kind of cool curve.
I wonder I'm assuming this is probably in some part of the UK. I don't know where this is filmed. I would guess England, but I'm trying to remember if they mentioned it. I don't remember. Somewhere in the UK. Sorry, that's not helpful, but that is cool architecture.
Mm-hmm. What's it saying?
But actually, I was just gonna say what's it say? Chamberlain Road.
Yeah.
It's probably a real road. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But she says she's been climbing the Alps. And this is where he's like, I've decided to go to Goals Point in August anyway. So we can be friends again. And you can be friends with my ex-wife. And, like Karen said, this is not a good idea. It's pretty obvious from the get-go this is not a good idea. And this is, who knows, maybe this is why the murder happens. But either way, it's not smart. But he wants to be friends with her again. So Tresaria, why do you want to say Tresaria? Tresillian, Camilla.
Tresillian.
Yeah. Trell's Mary.
Tresillian.
What?
Tresillian?
Tresillian. Yeah, I just said I keep wanting to say the wrong thing.
Or Tresillian.
I don't know. I haven't pronounced it Tresillian. I think it's Tresillian. I don't know. Angelica Houston, Camilla.
Angelica Houston's character. The fine, honorable Angelica Houston.
Yes. And her first name's Camilla, so we can say Camilla too. But anyway, she tells Mary that they're all going to be friends and that she at least knows it's full of shit. Because she tells Mary, she's like, what'd she say? It's intolerable and bizarre. So she does not think that this is a good idea. Probably rightly so. But
Mary's like, wait till I secretly invite Tommy into the mix. That's cool.
Yeah,
right?
it's just gonna make it so much better.
Yeah.
But she does point out that she thinks Mary wants to watch the shit go down, wants to gossip, wants a ringside seat and what was going on and everything. But Mary just says that Camilla's husband, her dead husband, that he would have let them all come. He wouldn't have denied his family. So that's her reasoning. And then Tresillian, Camilla, whatever you want to call her, says that she's going to have Traves. I need to, when I watch a show, pay more attention to how they actually pronounce the names. I tend to not do that. So sorry, everybody.
I just write them out phonetically when I hear them instead of trying to write it out the way it's spelled, like in a.
Well, I usually take it from the captions and I don't think about it, which I should.
Oh, I couldn't get the captions to work. That was one of my problems.
Yeah. Well, when I watched it, the first time I watched it on Britbox, so.
Yeah.
But she says that she's going to bring Mr. Treves there, and that he will I guess the idea is, at least the way I took it, they don't outright say it, but at that point in time, you did not have men around women without like chaperones and stuff. So I'm kind of guessing that that's why he's coming. Because although it's her nephew, so I don't know if that was the reason, but she's going to have him there to take care of it, is the point. But she also doesn't get out of bed either much and doesn't leave the room. So that might be part of it.
Who is the nephew?
Neville is her nephew.
Oh, okay.
Well, so is Thomas. But she says she's going to have him there. So I'm not sure the whole reason for that, but he's going to watch over everybody. But there's her dead husband picture on there.
I see it. I get it. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm trying to look at details, and it's like, okay, we're on the next.
No, I said if I go too fast, just tell me. It's been a long day.
What is on this table? It's like a.
Looks like a banana peel.
What are these things? What is this thing that has like? Is it just a glass server with glasses on top? It's probably that's what it is.
This looks like like glasses or like
a decanter kind of a deal.
This looks like a weird banana peel to me. So.
And she lives bananas. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. And
I have no clue.
Probably.
There's a picture of Mary. She's gonna get to see what goes down. I guess get to watch it all go up in flames, probably. But
yeah, this is where the music gets like almost like Psycho. Like I
didn't notice that, but that's hilarious. There's more nice architecture. I want to go to England so bad, to the UK, see the castles and all the beautiful architecture. But
Mhm.
anyway, Mr. Treves gets a call from the headmistress. There he is at the school
Oh,
that
Sylvia.
Sylvia will not be staying with them
I
anymore
was calling
because
her Callie, but now I know her name's Sylvia.
yeah, her name's Sylvia. She's been stealing stuff. So he's not too happy, but he picks her up to go back with him. She's going to go with him to the manor. And yeah, he's going to have to take care of her for the
Did
time
they say
being.
why she was ejected?
Yeah, they found stuff in her possession that was stolen.
Oh,
So
oh,
they assume she stole them. I would assume she stole them too.
yes.
So Mary tells this lady, Mrs. Barrett, sorry, that he's bringing Sylvia, and they're going to stay at the hotel, but they'll join them for meals. So she got to make extra food,
Hmm.
and she goes and she complains to Camilla because she says that Mrs. Barrett needs help because they don't have enough people to cook and everything else, and that she ends up helping, and that's not her job, but somehow she always ends up washing dishes and stuff. And yeah, she's not too happy the way she's talking to her. So she's kind of like, well, might as well go for broke, is basically what she does. And she's like, Thomas wrote again. He wants to visit. And she's
Hmm.
like, I forbid it. And she says, tell him he is not welcome. So she writes him back. And
Is that what she says twice? Like,
yeah,
or she repeats something over twice.
yeah, she said, yeah, something like that. She says, I don't have the exact, I didn't put as many quotes in here, but she tells him he's forbid from coming and to tell him that he's unwelcome. But, and she doesn't want to hear it again. But Mary goes outside and she writes him and she's like, you're not welcome here at Gulls Point, but come anyway. I'll make a
I'm
room
gonna
up
go
for
run
you.
the ocean.
Yeah, I'll go right. Yeah, I'm not sure why she goes run to the ocean. I guess she's just stressed, but
Well, it's a
maybe she
nice
does it.
quiet place. It's a nice quiet place you can primal scream without many people hearing you.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
true. That's
or
right.
the people in the pleasure hotel are just gonna hear you and they're just gonna think it's
Yeah,
someone
I
else.
forgot. I forgot she screamed it right there. But you know what? I kind of also wonder if maybe she does it to piss Camilla off a bit because she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
like the water and everything down there, and
Mm-hmm.
because her
And she
husband,
could see her from there.
yeah, she can see her from the window, see she's running around having fun. That's the only thing I can think. Other than yeah, it is a
Having
good place.
fun, primal screaming. You
Yeah, but she
know.
goes in there, and she's like, anyway, she's like, Thomas, come see me. She'll be pissed, but come anyway.
Yeah,
And
she probably won't even know that you're here. We'll put
probably
you
not.
up in the
Hey,
West Wing.
if he was to not go up in her room, she wouldn't have known.
Yeah, I mean, would she even notice? That's what I thought. I was like, what was she
Yeah,
even,
I thought the same thing, and it would have been really easy not to. But
unless she smells the Malay Peninsula and she's like, what's that? What's that tropical smell?
yeah, I
That's
was gonna say because
Thomas.
she might, if he went by boat, she might have seen him coming. But he
Oh,
says
yeah,
that he
that's true.
flies. But he says he'll arrive by air in 8 days. So there's his letter. So it really doesn't
Is that where he's
matter.
kind of trembling? Because I remember he was like kind of trembling with the paper and the pen.
Yeah,
Guys,
he
got
shakes.
probably, does he have malaria or something?
Maybe I don't know. I kind of they never really say. I don't know if it's something that's maybe in the books or if he's just supposed to be like a nervous person. I I don't know. Not I don't remember them ever saying. But Trevor's
This,
not. I don't
this,
have this written here, but I remember
this
what
is my
happened.
favorite, one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, I love this scene. They're doing that game. I'm going to da da da, and I'm packing. Although I forget what they say. They say it a different way. I think the school
Like a
teacher
broomstick
or something. Yeah,
and
and I'm
a
packing. You go through the
suitcase and
out. Well, in the regular game, you go through the alphabet. I don't know whether they did, but she
oh,
said
you do go through the
cyanide.
alphabet?
Was it cyanide? Maybe not. I don't know. The way I've played
No,
it, you
she said a
usually
bottle of cyanide, which didn't like
yeah.
fit alphabet thing. I thought they were just doing a memory exercise where like, oh, I see a broomstick. Like, oh, I bring a broomstick and I bring a suitcase. And she's like, I bring a broomstick and a
Okay.
suitcase and a
Well,
bottle of
yeah.
cyanide.
No, it's the same idea. I just when I've played that as a kid, it was always like you went in alphabetical order, you took turns. But either way,
Yeah.
you're saying
Or
that you're
there's
bringing with
something
you.
common, like a letter from your last name or something that everybody uses.
Yeah. But she's
Yeah.
like, I'm bringing a bottle of cyanide, and he starts laughing. That was a good scene. I like that. That was cute. He
She
seems to like
truly is
her.
a child of the wilderness.
Yes, she is a child of the wilderness,
Wilderness
you're right?
baby.
But no, but he seems to like her. They get along really well, so that's nice. At least she has somebody.
Yeah,
So
they can split all the cost of all the jewelry she like rips off people.
yeah, yeah, that's maybe she could. Maybe she's working for him. Who knows? Um, but meanwhile, Neville and Kay and Max driving them. They're coming
Hmm.
down, and Neville's, telling her, "Don't worry about it. We'll hardly ever see Audrey anyway." And she says something about going out in the boat or the yacht. I forget exactly what she says, but he's like, "No, no, no, we can't go out in a boat because my Uncle Matthew, that was her husband, his yacht went down not half a mile
Hmm.
from there, and she saw it from her window and couldn't do anything. So no, nobody uses boats now." Um, and Max just kind of listening to their story. I don't know what he thinks,
What is
but he's
happening there? The storms or what?
what? Oh, I yeah, I guess I don't think they ever really said yet, at least not yet. But yeah, I would
Mm.
assume probably like a storm on the water. I guess probably, but his either way, his uncle, the yacht went down, and that's how he died. And she watched it happen. So therefore, they do not talk about it. They do not go out on boats, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
So you can tell she's so happy to go here, right?
Yes.
She's such a prude. She's
Rusting adventurous face.
right. Yeah, right. You're right. You're right. I did take some pictures of the area. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, it is really pretty. Till you
They're up
die on
there.
a boat there.
Yeah. Yeah, what a way to go, right? At least you're out in that water. Um, but anyway, they come in, and Kay is introduced to Mary and Mrs. Barrett, and it's clear that he knows the ones who work there, and that he's on good terms with all the people that work there.
Yeah, but
The
she
help.
doesn't because she treats Mary like she's higher up than what she is.
Yeah, well, he says this she's the boss, but she takes it quite literally and
Yeah.
reacts, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just her companion. I'm just the
Yes.
the woman of the house's friend or whatever." So
That she pays.
now, so yeah, but that she pays. So now she's not important enough for her to
Yeah.
care about. But she tells them that, let's see, what's his name, Herstall. We never see him, I don't think, so it doesn't matter. But he'll show them to the rooms, and then Mary, there she is when she's shaking her
Okay.
hand because she's important. Then Mary takes Mac to his room, and I'm not sure if it was just the man took the women and she takes the man. Well, no, because she would have taken her cousin too. I don't know why she took him specifically, but she takes him to his room, and he's going to be the footman at dinner.
Yeah, and he does that kind of thing where he just kind of bounces on the bed.
Yeah. Um,
Nothing sus about that.
yeah. Yeah, he's a little sus. We don't know a whole lot about him yet. He's just kind of hanging out. I mean, I guess it's not probably uncommon that the ones that work for them go with them on vacation. I mean, if you
Hmm.
watch like Downton Abbey and stuff, they
Yeah.
always have their footmen and their dressers and everything with them. So it's not, that part's not suspicious. It's
Hmm.
just it's weird for us to see it.
Just the weird
Um,
bouncing on the bed.
yeah, the bed thing, I don't know,
And
but
then the
hey, maybe.
staring at her as she leaves.
Yeah, well, maybe his bed at home sucks.
That
Um,
could.
but Mr. Treves and Sylvia check into the motel, and this is where she's like checking out all the
Yeah,
things,
she's looking
like
at the jewels.
completely ignoring him, and
I really like this woman's outfit. I like the hair scarf and everything
yeah,
going
I
on.
do too. It's pretty. Um, but she's casing the joint. She's gonna try to rob him. You know she is.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but let's see. Meanwhile, Audrey, where's Audrey here? Okay, no, first that's her looking like.
Yes.
All right, so Audrey shows up and talks to Neville and Kay and Mary, and Neville goes to speak to Camilla, but Audrey and Kay sit together.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting
Yeah,
maneuver.
it's very awkward. the way they
Let's
kind
make
of
this as awkward as possible. I'm gonna leave the room.
yeah, yeah, I would have been like, "You are not gonna leave me here with her." That would have
Yeah.
been the first words out of my mouth, you know? But he
No, I think the
does.
first words out of your mouth were we're not doing this vacation.
Yeah, that's true. The first words would have been, "I'm not vacationing with your ex-wife." But, you know, she agreed to it. So they are, pretend to be cordial,
Yeah,
but
they
clearly
kind of just smile at each other awkwardly.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, especially this one. Kay just seems like really bitchy at the beginning, and she doesn't want anything to do with her.
Hmm.
So he goes up and talks to his aunt, and she complains he didn't write her, he didn't give, and then he gives her these gifts so she'll be happy. I don't know if I have it there. Yeah, he has her bring all the presents that he brought, and it seems to work.
He brings those chocolates.
Yeah, it brings chocolates that he takes some of, but it seems to work. It seems to have calmed her down because he brought her gifts. Um, but let's see. I have, hold on. At the hotel, she must be stealing. I have something about the hotel, but I don't know if I took pictures of it.
Oh, is
Anyway,
that where Sylvia is?
yeah, she must still be at the hotel, which kind of confuses me, but that's what I have written there, so I'm not 100%
Oh,
sure.
it isn't where she's pickpocketing people.
Yeah, she is, but I don't know why he left her there. That's kind of strange. He left her at the hotel. Maybe he meant just he was eating dinner there. I don't know. But
Yeah,
but anyway,
that is kind of strange because he's 14.
yeah,
He just
I'm
left
not
her
sure
at a pleasure hotel.
what's yeah, I know, right?
God
Um,
knows.
yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go?
Gonna have some people
Okay,
at the
check into the
pleasure
hotel. She looks,
hotel adopt her in just for her mad stealing skills.
yeah. Um,
My boyfriend called her a street urchin, which I thought was funny.
she does look like a street urchin. Um, so Travis talks to Mary, and then at the hotel, I think I have it. Yeah, she's back at the
There
hotel.
she
That's
is.
what I thought. I don't know why she's still at the hotel, but she's there stealing from people. And she sees the inspector there. I don't
Hmm.
know if she was supposed to realize that he was inspector and might, arrest her and just didn't care, or she was interested, trying to figure out what he's doing there because he's acting funny. But he's just
He
kind of
looked a little bit disheveled, but is this one of Agatha Christie's main inspectors? I wasn't sure.
that I don't know. Inspector Leach, I don't know, but he's there getting drunk.
Yes. And he looks a little like frazzled.
Yeah, yeah. He is not happy to be there. And then back at dinner,
Was
Mr.
that guy
Trevi,
at the hotel?
no, he's at their place.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's at their place.
Yeah.
He's telling Audrey
I
not
like
to have
Audrey. She's got a little bit of Lady Gaga in her. That
she does actually, now that you
looks
said that
very
she does.
good as a compliment because I like Lady Gaga.
No, I do too. Lady Gaga's pretty. She
Yeah.
she kind of looks like her a little bit, yeah. Um, but anyway, well, when she doesn't have weird makeup and stuff on. But anyway, I was gonna say, oh, he tells her not to have any hard feelings because he is basically the family lawyer, so he had to represent her husband. That it was nothing personal,
Do they have a
basically.
painting of a shipwreck behind them?
Yeah. I think that's a famous painting, but that is funny. Because I definitely think it's heading towards a shipwreck pretty soon.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you don't put your wife and ex-wife in the same room. That's a big no-no. At least not on TV. Maybe in real life they can be friends, but on TV,
Mhm.
no, you don't do that. So then he says he hopes he won't have to play umpire between them. He doesn't want them to fight. Um, and then Mary tells Neville and Audrey that Camilla wanted to talk to them. She's like calling them up two at a time. And he gets kind of upset because it should have been his wife. But and Kay gets insulted. But Mary's just like, nope, you got to do it this way. And yeah, I don't know. If I was his wife, I would have went with him anyway.
So
But I
that's the
guess
second time he's left her, just to her own
yeah,
devices.
I know. But I guess you got to listen to the one who runs the house. So they're gonna go. But Kay makes a point of saying she's Mrs. Strange, and she's like bitches about the food. She wants new food. She's not a great person. Um, but they go up to talk to her. They
That's
do
some
go
bread.
up.
I like looking at the bread and stuff they got. Like, get some good bread,
Yeah, that looks like
a
good
good
bread.
wine.
Like something. Yeah. The mirror is pretty too,
Hmm.
and all the crystal. Yeah, I do think they did a really good job dressing the set.
Hmm.
Although once again, her dress is really revealing for back then. Like her stomach shows. That's weird for
Oh yeah, I
1930.
guess so.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Scandal.
yeah, it might be. But they go up to talk to Camilla, and he's, like I said, not happy that she didn't call his wife, but he does go up with his ex-wife, and they tell her that they have called a truce and they're not going to fight because she thinks that there's unfinished business, but they're like, no, no, they're not going to fight. It's a truce, so they say. And then that's a good picture of the two of them.
Yeah.
And then she calls in Kay alone, who goes up to talk to her, and Camilla tells her that she knows her father by reputation, and she knows both her parents by reputation.
Hmm.
And Kay says that she has disowned them and has provided for herself since she was 16. And she's like kind of snotty to her and says, I don't care if people call me a gold digger because I married for love.
Hmm.
And expecting, I guess, his aunt to be like her because she said that. At least I'm assuming that was her plan. She seemed like she expected her to respect that. But instead, she's like, that's your Achilles heel, like the fact that you married him for love. Which kind of made me question if Audrey maybe didn't completely marry him for love. Um, but yeah, it might be her downfall. But I just thought that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, she might have married him for security and everything. She like showed up there when she was 11.
Yeah, well,
Grew up
that's true.
there. Childhood
She,
friends. Childhood
she
other.
right, right.
Teenage romance. Adult
Yeah,
elopement. Oh yeah, you can look at that painting pretty
that is
good.
a big ship for. Yeah, that's a famous painting, I think, and I think or at least it's meant to look like a famous painting. I think the one on
Hmm.
the left wall looks like something I've seen too.
Uh,
I studied art history like a gazillion years ago. I don't remember
mm,
enough to know
hmm.
names of them, but they look familiar. So at least even if they're not the painting, they're made to look like paintings
Hmm.
that were around.
Maybe something
Um,
they bought from the same painter or had custom made for them.
yeah, or it's just fake set dressing that looks similar. A print of something. I don't know. That's true. They could get actual,
Yeah.
artist prints because they can print.
When I lived in Scotland for a while and I worked for somebody who actually did do that with art. She commissioned art people to do portraits and stuff.
Oh, that's cool though. I don't
Yeah.
think I'd be very good at sitting for a portrait though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sit still. So Kay
Look at
comes
all this
back.
food.
Yeah, look at all the food. You're right. There's a
Look at the
lot.
serving service. Yeah. Cool.
So Mary goes to the door because Thomas is there. And he says she's better than he imagined. And he gets her to promise to say, he says he'll promise to say she knew nothing of him coming. And she doesn't care if Camilla knows. But he says it's better they don't mention that they're friends because he knows it could cause issues because of these people in the house, I'm guessing.
She's
Um,
like, good, you're good looking after all.
yeah, they've never met, but they're somehow in love. I find that
Yes.
strange. I guess that's not unnatural of the time because
Hmm.
they get married as soon as they meet somebody. They're like, oh, we're compatible.
Hmm.
We're going to get married. But anyway, he goes up to talk to Camilla, who's clearly not happy he's there. And she tells him that he forfeited his rights to be there with his insinuations against Neville. So we know something happened with him and
Mm-hmm.
Neville.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a falling out. And he says that he doesn't want to make trouble. He just wants a fair hearing. And she doesn't really answer him, so we don't really find much else out. But he goes downstairs.
Can you go back one?
Yes.
I just want to see what's going on.
Oh no. Yeah, you
It
can't
might.
really...
It's. I was just looking at what was behind him. It's a mystery show. I don't know. Somebody might use a weapon on somebody.
I think it's just a desk. It looks like her desk or her makeup station or something. It looks like. I don't know. But she won't talk to him. So Neville is not happy to see Thomas either. And he does finally tell Kay that Thomas is his cousin, but he's a liar. He calls Thomas a liar. And I don't think we really find anything else out about why yet, do we?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so. Not yet. But they have a conversation, Audrey and Neville. And she says she should have stayed at the hotel. She's thinking of going back to the hotel, but he asks her not to. And
everybody's here. Good times.
Yeah. Mac is watching them from the window. So we don't know what that's about. Yeah, of course he is. We don't know what that's about. But then meanwhile, after they're done having their lovey-dovey conversation, I don't know. They do seem pretty cozy. Mm-hmm. Inspector Leach is thrown out of the car.
What were they talking about? Do you remember?
She was going to go to the hotel and he asked her not to.
Oh, yeah, because she's like, this is crazy.
I'm not sure why she believed it would be otherwise, but yes.
I got to go to the Pleasure Hotel.
Yeah, I'm going to go leave now. But he asks her to stay. And then meanwhile, the inspector's thrown out of the hotel from being too drunk. So clearly it's not all pleasure. It's only to a certain point, I guess.
Yes.
But
it's pretty bad when you go to the Pleasure Hotel and you don't get any pleasure.
Yeah.
Gotta go out to the club.
Yeah. But Sylvia follows him out. She seems interested in him. We don't really know why, but she follows him out and she sees him go over to the edge. And he does, I think, see her. He turns around, he sees her. And then he's like, continues. After that, he turns back around and he walks towards the edge again. And he jumps / falls. It doesn't really, he walks off the edge at any rate. And clearly intentionally. And Sylvie witnesses it. And I think she screams, doesn't she?
Yeah. As you would.
As you would. So, all right. Well, we got through the recap part pretty fast. We can still go back and talk about it. What's some of the stuff that I skipped that you want to talk a bit about?
Oh, I don't know if you really skipped one.
Well, no, but I mean, what do you want to talk about? I mean, I kind of went straight through it. I mean, not that we have to take, a super long time discussing it, but I did go through pretty quick.
I guess one of the first questions is, why did that guy jump?
Yeah, that would definitely be a good question. Why did he jump? And is that because I would assume that that's not the murder that the show is going to be about, because that wasn't murder. At least it didn't appear to be murder. It appeared to be suicide. And why was she? My other question too is, why was there like a reason she was following him? I guess she's just like supposed to be inquisitive, I guess.
Yeah, because he didn't have anything expensive on him that she could pocket.
Yeah, but she was still following him. Let's see what else. Sorry, I went through a lot faster. Hey Julie, thanks for stopping in. There needs to be a guide for all streaming series. There needs to be a guide for everything, because it's always on all at once. But this is on Britbox if you're looking for it specifically, at least in the United States. I'm not sure what it was, probably on BBC One or something elsewhere. But the first
and it's only 3 episodes long, so
and only the first one. I don't know. Are they airing consecutive nights or consecutive weeks?
I do not know.
because I said that, and then I'm not even. Hold on, let me look this up here towards 0. I can find out from my email because I think actually they might be on consecutive nights, and if they are, then they've already aired 2 of them. I know we're gonna do one a week, but
Mhm.
I'm curious now. It says the series premieres on Britbox April 16th with the first episode 7 on 17th, and the final episode on 18th. So yeah, the final episode is tomorrow. So
Hmm.
it's just those
Interesting.
3.
I wonder why that way.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this episode there wasn't, and I said this before when we started. Not a lot happened in this episode. It's set up. Like I'm
Mhm.
sure some of this will come back around and maybe be important, but there wasn't like a whole lot to discuss. I know.
Yeah,
But
it's more
I
the
also
setting up the
don't know what's back.
characters, like showing
Yeah,
characters doing things, showing their background, showing their
yeah,
characteristics, like pickpocketing, for example, with Sylvia here.
yeah.
Which
I
might
like
come
this
back
idea.
later. She might have, some good pickpocket skills and pickpocketing something that has to do with a crime scene.
I was gonna say, or she pickpockets the wrong person, maybe. That's a possibility too.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like listening to Camilla, like that she wouldn't even talk to her nephew and that the way she is. I think that this family probably already seen some scandal. I don't know why I feel like that, but I wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if it did.
Hmm.
But
Oh yeah, and I was also wondering why Mac here has a picture of them. He was pulling out a picture of it and looking at it suspiciously.
he pulled out a picture of who? Oop, that wasn't Mac. I thought it was Mac.
Neville and Kate.
Oh, I missed that part. At
And he
least
like
I
just
did
stared at
watch.
it like menacingly.
Yeah, I
like I
there's
was involved with her, or I'm gonna get revenge on
Here he is.
her, or it's some kind of plots that we're going to take out this guy or take
Yeah, well,
out her.
they don't seem to recognize him, whoever he is. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it would make sense to begin with. A lot of times, the help goes even just gets mad because they don't treat it. Although he isn't treated bad, at least he doesn't seem to
Hmm.
be, and they can hire him pretty easily. And I
Hmm.
still question the judgment of hiring somebody you don't know. But you're right. Back then, it wasn't quite the same thing. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's just at the
Well, I think he
point.
also impressed him by hitting that guy and calling him a
Yeah,
cockroach.
no, I think I agree with you. I agree with you. But I think right now they're kind of like at the precipice of the shit hitting the fan because I mean, they like avoided the scandal. That's what I think is funny is like the whole thing was she had to get a divorce and they didn't want a scandal. He admitted he had an affair, so there kind of was a little bit of a scandal, but I guess they got over it because she got the divorce that she wanted. But then now they're going on vacation together. So it's not a smart idea. Um, so
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry, it wasn't that guy. I'm sorry, it was Tommy that had the picture. I'm sorry, misread my notes.
Tommy had a picture. Really?
Yeah, Tommy took out a picture of Neville and Kelly and looked at it, and I said vendetta question mark.
Neville and Audrey. Okay. I was thinking it made sense that the other one did too. Actually, it makes sense either of them do, I guess, because
Yeah,
he
they
knew.
all have
I
the
mean,
same picture.
Neville's his cousin. Neville's his cousin, and he knew him
Yeah,
as a kid, and he knew Audrey as a kid because she lived there. Um, but yeah, interesting.
and what did he do to get kicked out of Angelica Houston's graces?
He said something against Neville. He accused
Oh,
something. Yeah.
okay. She's his
Um,
favorite then.
yeah. So she kind of I don't want to say disowned him, but she evicted him and wouldn't let him stay after what happened because he accused him of something and they don't believe him. Um, because she, listens to Neville. But I don't know. The thing I thought was kind of weird about this was that, like, the whole thing about there would be a scandal and that he had an affair. That part I get, and they didn't get divorced back then very often. That part I get. But the
Mhm.
fact that they had the divorce and then it wasn't like a big deal, I thought was kind of strange. Like I expected them to show at least part of the fallout from that.
Yeah, like he was in like a tournament he didn't get into or something.
Yeah, because he was so worried about his tennis job, like they wouldn't take him because he had an affair. And he could have just like saved face and had a divorce and said they fell out of love, but no, he admitted it.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we don't see anything. And then the next thing we know, the next thing we know, he's taking them both vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's still in love with his ex-wife. They kind of act like they might have feelings for each other. But yeah, like this is a good possibility of being an even bigger scandal than that was. That's for sure.
Yeah, is there any? What do you think about the bodies that are showing up in the lake, and if that's going to be another plot point?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I would say no, just because like we don't know anything about them. Like they're not somebody that is part of the. They're like a random person that was out there, I guess. But yeah, I guess they could connect. I don't know. I think they were supposed to just been people that tried to swim across and drowned in the process.
Lake is haunted. Okay, all right. Sea is
Yeah,
haunted.
and were just the whole reason to get the inspector down there. But I would like to see more about the hotel. Find out what kind of scandals are going on in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That could be
Who's gonna hire Sylvia to be their like pickpocketer?
hmm. Yeah, hey, at least she got a job, right? Back then. But yeah, I do agree. I at this point thought that there's because I said this earlier, I do think that like maybe she could steal something important or steal something from somebody she shouldn't. But I do think it could be important later, the fact that she's stealing things. Because otherwise I'm not sure what her purpose is, because she's not anywhere near the age of anybody else. So she's kind of like on the outside.
And who is she related to?
I don't think they ever said. I think they just said she was an orphan. I don't
Okay.
even know why he was taking care of her.
Orphan urchin.
Or, yeah, orphan urchin.
Well, I mean, they must take people in. They took Audrey in.
Yeah, well, they knew Audrey though. I mean, she was friends with them when her parents died. I don't know if they said that, but that's not really a spoiler.
Yeah.
Her parents died while she was there, and they, she was real good friends with them or whatever. So she just never went home after that, I guess. At least that's what I got out of it. But yeah,
And a bottle of cyanide.
yeah, hopefully they won't have cyanide.
Will cyanide show up just for fun?
That was so funny. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they are getting drunk at that party. Maybe one of them's gonna pass out from poison, and then we'll blame her. But like I said, I don't think the suicide has anything to do with the murder that's going to happen. I assume there's going to be an actual murder.
So we don't know much about this guy that jumped out the club.
No, the inspector, no. All we know is that she sent him to the Pleasure Hotel to try to get it shut down. I mean,
and he didn't succeed.
He didn't succeed. We didn't really get to know much about him yet. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There is a lot. I guess this episode is really set up. I mean, that's what it is, set up.
Yeah, when me and Julie are watching The Residence, it's kind of the first 2 episodes were kind of like that too.
Which that show is so good. I finally watched it. I'm not done with it yet, but that show's so funny.
I mean, especially when you're starting out with 157 suspects, you've got to just have a whole exposition. I mean, I kind of like how they did the exposition with people holding up papers with their name and occupation, so you could keep it.
It's the way to remember them, right? Although
yeah.
I would think it would have been easier to take a picture with the cell phone, but but yeah. Well, is there anything else? This was like, I didn't expect it to be quite this short. Maybe I talked too fast when I did it.
No, I think it's the right amount of time.
Okay, well, we'll come back next week, and I mean,
we should tell them about watch parties and everything. In case
no, I was going to. I was just going to say, I assume that we're still going to come back separate weeks rather than one. I mean, because we could do 2 at once, but I figure we might as well do one week and one the following week. And
might as well.
We need to speed it up. But yeah, next Thursday we have a watch party for this. It'll be the same time again at 9:45 Eastern, and then our live stream at 11. So you can watch it beforehand if you haven't had time to to watch the new episode. But yeah, that was a pretty quick show.
Yeah.
If you
And I
haven't,
mean, even if they want to watch the first one again, we could probably set
yes,
something.
yeah, we could. Well, we can't Thursday because I have the other stream before that, but we can do it
Okay.
another day if people want to see it. Let me know.
Mhm.
We can do that. And I have. Let me see. Is the link still in the chat? The thing got stuck there. I don't know if it's. I don't think I pinned it. Did I? Hold on. Let me pin this here. I'll post the Discord link in the chat. If you haven't joined Discord, please join our Discord because you can see. Let me make sure I spelled that right. So, yeah. You can find out when our watch parties are ahead of time, when our live streams are, that kind of thing. So if you haven't, please do make sure that you check that out and join that. And also check out all our interviews under videos and also our live streams under the live tab. We have some recently from Yellowjackets because we covered Yellowjackets live, which we'll be doing again on Sunday for a wrap up. And there's severance interviews, a lot of from interviews, and all those are under lives. But there's other things unrelated under videos and at scifivision.com. Just put up Leverage. Like I said, I'm going to be putting up Leverage Redemption. I'm going to be putting up the interviews for this show Towards Zero. So yeah, everybody check it out and like and subscribe. So Sunday.
You can put up the Discord on the image too.
Oh yeah, I could. I should do that next time. I can't right now because it's part of the image, but I did that in
Oh,
Photoshop.
it is? Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't put it there, but it's in the chat and I pinned it. But
Okay.
what was I saying? Oh, Sunday. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. This Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, when it drops, we will be showing in the watch party The Last of Us, episode 2 for season 3. As soon as it drops, and it isn't like Paramount. It dropped a couple minutes before, so we will start that at 9. Yeah, that was nice that it dropped right on time.
That wasn't at midnight or after midnight.
No, it was actually like a minute before, but I waited because I thought I should at least give people till 9 to get there. But yeah, it's 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And then we have on Sunday after that, we will be, like I said, at 11 p.m. Eastern, Scarlet and I will be doing our Yellowjackets wrap up / preview theories, discussions. I don't know, whatever we feel like talking about, whatever you guys want us to talk about to wrap up Yellowjackets. And then we might be doing another rewatch thing with earlier Yellowjackets after that. But this will be the last one, at least that's on Sundays, because we're going to have to change times. Mm-hmm. And then come back Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern for myself, Karen, and AJ. We have our weekly roundup for Fandom Access where we go over Doctor Who, Surreal Estate, Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, Surreal Estate.
Yeah, Surreal Estate. Daredevil Born Again. And why am I blanking on the fourth show? You idiot. I keep doing that. Doctor Who, Surreal Estate, Daredevil, and we finished 9 Bodies. But what the heck is the other? I am like really annoyed lately that I'm going blank at everything. Hold on. It's been a long day. It's been a long
Bondsman.
No, not the Bondsman.
Oh, not the Bondsman.
No.
The Bondsman always just
Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time. How did I forget Wheel of Time?
Sorry, Time.
Guys. Doctor Who, Wheel of Time, Surreal Estate, and Daredevil Reborn. And it'll be finally the season finale of Daredevil Reborn, season finale of Wheel of Time as well, and the second episode of Doctor Who. And also, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure under the live tab you also check out our interview with Taylor Napier, who plays Maxim on Wheel of Time. Yeah, and then Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is our Last of Us show. So, followed by this show. So yeah, we got a lot going on. And then Scarlett has her shows at Julie B Deep Dive. So make sure you check out that as well. And we're doing lots of fun stuff. We're probably going to be covering some other stuff coming up. So just keep watching Discord. More Yellowjacket stuff, Dead City. Not sure what else. We'll have to see. But yeah, this was a nice short night. It was fun. Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm. We'll figure out It's going to be
Yeah.
more bodies, you said, as it goes.
I mean, somebody's got to die, right? There's got to be a murder. It's a murder.
Well, it's also called Towards Zero, which is kind of
Well,
suggesting that there's going to be a good body count.
yeah, or it could just mean, well, he explained at the beginning, like towards, at least I took it to mean that he's saying like that the murder, the idea of the murder is being pulled towards like zero, patient zero when it first starts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all leading up to the murder. But yeah, there's some murders coming. I really
Mm-hmm.
liked it, and it kind of twists back and forth trying to figure out, who to blame and everything else, and it's a fun story.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I like the second two episodes better than this one. This one was a little slow for me, but it was still good, and I enjoyed it better the second time. The first time it was my fault because I was really really sleepy, but this time
Well, I
liked
kept
it.
on getting woken up by this bell.
No, I know, totally. Yeah, no.
So I woke up in middle parts of it. I was like, what? I'm awake. Angelica Houston's calling me.
Well, I do think that the first episode you should be awake when you watch it because there's a lot of
Well, I'm
characters.
going to be awake for all 3 of these episodes.
Yeah.
It was just because we were watching Yellowjackets and, all the other stuff. I had to watch 2 episodes of Residence.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Now it's clearing up a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't been, I think you've been getting sleep like I've been getting sleep, not a whole lot. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
You know what Karen said? Karen said there was a lot of skin for Wimbledon. I wonder if like Kelly's from like the Riviera, maybe where they have a little bit more loose of an idea of fashion.
Maybe. I mean, I think that she's supposed to be slutty anyway, so I don't know that it matters. I mean,
adventurous.
They kind of say that adventurous, yeah.
She's adventurous, as they say.
Yeah, I don't think Audrey was dressed quite as revealing, was she? I think it was mostly Kay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
she has some great things. Audrey has that great like white and black coat that she wears in the courthouse.
Yeah, there's still a lot of good costumes, but yeah, but Karen was also right with what she said earlier, though. There's a lot of sex in this show too.
I didn't see anything yet.
Not yet. There will be.
The Pleasure Hotel kicks in on
Pleasure Hotel kicks in, yeah. I mean, not that you're probably watching an Agatha Christie movie for the sex, but I'm just saying.
Well, I was.
Well, it's also a good murder mystery at any rate.
Okay, good.
But yeah, it's got a lot of scandalous things going on. I mean, that's what these people are up to, Yeah. But I will have those 4 interviews up probably within the next 24 hours. Like I said, today was a long day and I was rushing to make sure I was ready for the 2 shows and I didn't get it.
Plus you've been bleeding. You've been bleeding.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck I did. I don't know. My blood must be thin because it just wouldn't stop. It was like calling all the way down my leg. No.
Yeah.
I got a Band-Aid. It's cool now. But
so your house doesn't look like a murder scene.
No, I was gonna say it probably just seemed like a lot more than it was. It's more when it's running down your leg towards the carpet and you're trying to get it off the carpet.
Yeah,
it
I
kind of
understood.
seems like a lot more than it is.
Yeah.
But I just also want to say to everybody, please let us know what kind of other shows you want to see us cover too. We've been discussing it, and I know we're going to talk about some of the other things we might cover. But if you have suggestions,
if you're interested in the last anniversary or the studio.
Yeah, or Murderbot.
The next Wednesday, like have a Wednesday season 1 watch party up to the 2nd season. Who knows when it's going to be released? It's not really a date.
Yeah, that's the issue.
There's a lot of question marks in the summer. Like Alien Earth's supposed to come out. I don't know if that has a time it's coming out.
Yeah, and we talked about Nautilus, probably
Nautilus. Yeah, I think Nautilus does have a date in June. Though.
It does, but it's like a while. I think it's June. I don't know. One of them is June. July. I also suggest people watch. I know it's not like these kind of shows or sci-fi or horror or anything, but Leverage Redemption did come out today. I really love that show. This is like my favorite season. It's a lot of fun.
How many seasons does it have?
Redemption, this is the 3rd season, but it's sort of like a spin-off of the original show Leverage, which I believe had 7, I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but yeah, it came back and because everybody wanted to see it so bad. And which also Dean Devlin's other show, The Librarians, is coming to pretty soon as well, which is another fun show. But yeah, I don't know if you like that kind of stuff or not. But
What
it's good.
show?
The Librarians.
Oh, the
That,
librarian.
yeah, it's good. It's a little more. I'd say it's a little more family than Leverage. Not that you can't ever all ages can't enjoy Leverage, but I like Leverage too because a lot of it's like trying to figure out how the hell they're running the cons and what they're doing, and there's like so many moving parts a lot of times at once. Trying to follow it, but
Yeah, I probably put the librarians in the same area as School Spirits, and I like School Spirits a lot.
kind of, yeah, you might like it. Well, this Librarians is a spinoff. It's new characters. I mean, technically, the original series was kind of a spinoff because it
Didn't
came
they have
from
movies too?
yeah, the Noah
I remember
Wiley
specifically one with Kyle MacLachlan in it.
there might have been one episode maybe with him, but he wasn't one of the main characters. Oh, he was. I think he was a villain in one of the movies. Now that you said that,
yeah.
that was one of the original movies with Noah Wiley. But yeah, who is also on Leverage Redemption, by the way. But yeah, it's a fun show. It's like a an action adventure show, I guess is what I'd say. But that just dropped 3 episodes of that, so I really love this season. And the one episode, I think it's the third one, so it's probably already out. I just was thinking about it because I was thinking of Fandom Access. Sam Witwer is a guest star in the one episode who's from Being Human. Among other things, he's in it. That's a good episode. It is a good episode. All right, guys. Well, please like and subscribe. Check out all the stuff, all our videos, all our lives, and check out Scarlett's stuff at Julie B Deep Dives as well. And like I said, next thing is the watch party when Last of Us drops. And then we have our Yellowjackets live at 11 this weekend on Sunday. That'll be the next live we have. Although we won't be having a watch party for that because nothing aired. Unfortunately, there's no new Yellowjackets. If there was a Cabin Daddy episode, which I wish there was, I'd say let's go watch it, but there's not. So
we could always do one of other people's content.
Yeah, we could put a fan video or something. Oh, that reminds me, saying fan video. Christian also went to that thing that Seaview Circle was going to.
Oh,
that fan party. So she's gonna write up a thing on that for sci-fivision.com for the finale event. I'm not sure exactly what all went on there because I wasn't there, but I think she got some pictures and stuff, and she's gonna be writing that up. So that'll go up soon too. Yeah, and then I don't know. You said I don't think we're gonna have guests this week, right? They weren't able to.
Yeah, I mean, I could ask around for some other guests. I mean, have some. Like it's
fine. I just didn't think they were. We had mentioned that Seaview Circle might be on this Sunday, but we didn't think they were going to come because of some family matters. So
yeah, some family issues.
Yes, but we'll at some point we'll have them on again, and we'll talk about Yellowjackets probably because that was fun. All right, guys. Well, I think that is about it for tonight. Now it's time for sleep. The fun thing I never get to do.
The power of Angelica Houston compels you.
That's funny. You have that because of From, right?
What?
You have that out because of From, don't you?
Yeah, and I always ring it for somebody in the chat at like 4 a.m. if I remember.
Yeah, that's funny. We also, speaking of that, that just made me think of it too. We also need to have our Awake watch party because I bought that. I mean, I actually bought it on Amazon so we could watch it. We watched, the first episode, and then I never scheduled a watch party. So look out for that too, guys. If I wasn't so sleepy, I'd say do it tonight. But it's a short series, really good. We need the other one I want to watch. I keep talking about is Falling Water. Those are all good ones. ZOA. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, that definitely want to see again. And tell us it too in Discord. I have a place to put what.
They were gonna maybe make a graphic novel of the 3rd season of that.
That would be cool. I know they still want to do it because I saw Jason Isaacs not even that long ago. He was promoting White Lotus, and he kind of said they still wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He's in another movie coming up too, though, soon. coming up? I think it's called Words of War.
Mm.
That's not the genres that we're normally covering on here, but
Did you watch White Lotus?
I have not yet. I intend to. I just have not. I have to have more hours in the day.
Yes, me too. Me too.
I do want to see that. But yeah, lots of stuff coming up. I was trying to think if there's anything specific. Dead City is coming pretty soon. Yeah, most of the stuff though just started, like the stuff that was coming, because like Doctor Who started and Surreal Estate started. So yeah, but all that fun stuff. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you if you hung around. We appreciate it, and we'll see you at the next one.
Take it easy, everyone.
Bye bye.